Hey folks, how's it going? Welcome one and all. We're back at another live, and here we are. Let's go ahead and well, do what we gotta do, as they say. I gotta clear out some of the stuff, move it out of the way. So bear with me while I do so. I have to, like I said, move stuff out of the way here because the room is pretty large, but so is all the equipment that I have. And I need to, let's see how I'm going to do this. I'll start with that one. And let's see. Let's put this. Let's put this over here. Okay. We'll put this camera over here. We'll put this machine over here. There we go. And now, here's where we'll set up the drywall. Grab all my stuff. Need my measuring stuff. I need my pencil, marker, knife, and tape measure. Measuring stuff is my laser tape measure, so there's that. Oh yeah, I also need my suction cup thingy, namely the Gravo. Okay, yesterday we got 8 panels done. We're going to shoot for 8 today, possibly more. Let's see how many we can get done. There's 3 in this room. There's 3 in that room. There's 6 in that room. 3, and 6. That's a lot. That's far too many. But we'll see how many we can get done. Make sure that this is clear. Okay, folks. Now, that's 8 foot. The next 2 panels that I have are exactly 8 foot, and I can go all the way to 4 foot. I think I can. Let me see. Where is the? Oh, there it is. There's the gap. No, yeah. I'd go to 4 foot, full 4 foot. So all I need to do is you'll see there's a Up there in that section, excuse the light here, there's a, behind and under the light, you'll see a register, and you've got over there, you've got a light fixture. So all I got to do is for the light fixture, hey, Al, good to see you. Hey, Hendrix, good to see you. Mitch. Patience. I don't think I have the whole patience to build a whole house alone. Yeah, it's rough. There's only, if you have the time and you have the funds, in other words, you don't have to work, because if you do, it's going to take a lot longer than it took me. But doing weekends, and if you only do weekends and maybe a couple hours a night, that'll be tough. But if you have all the time, like I did, and you have the resources, the money enough for that, and selling the house, we had the money, the old house. Well, then the only part that's tough is, it's not tough to live in an RV alone. But as of April of this year, June, April, I don't even remember. It's all a blur. But as of this, no, June, it's June. As of June of this year, my wife joined me, and that in itself is not tough. We could bear it out and stuff. But the expectations of the house being sooner, and then the pressure of, I got to get this done before my daughters finish school, because they're going to come to visit. All of those things are factors that you got to take into account. If it's just you building your own house, assuming the codes let you, because there are some jurisdictions that you have to build it within a year and that's it. This one has changed. This county has changed. It used to be you have to build it in a year and that's it. Now they allow you to, as long as you have a structural past inspection, they give you 180 days from that inspection. So from structural inspection to structural inspection, you have 6 months. And that gives you plenty of time to get stuff done. Again, not if you have another job, but if you're by yourself, yeah. And if I was by myself and I had a year to finish, I would not kill myself and I'd probably be faster at it, ironically enough, and do it because I'd be more motivated. I'm not very well motivated with pressure, but I tend to do things a lot slower that way. But if you have help, that's always a plus, because it takes 3 times as long to do something by yourself than just with one other person, maybe even 4 times as long. But other than that, it's all good. So here we go. Let's continue. And like I said, we have a light and we have a register to cut out. So the way I always look at it is, I try to put it in the same orientation. Yeah, deadlines stink. I try to put it in the same orientation as where I'm putting it. So when I bring it up to the machine and then flip it up, it's basically upside down and up. So this way, horizontally, if something is like the register is, say, 2 inches and 12.5 inches from this end, then I have to follow along. However, vertically, if it's like in this case, 8 and 8 3/4 inches from the wall, I got to measure it from this side, not from that side, because this, and every now and then I will do this, I will write W or wall to remind myself that this is the wall side, because I've already on 2 occasions I've put in a register or a light, drilled the hole in the wrong way. Now, some drywallers ask yourself, hey, why are you doing it this way? Why don't you just mark roughly where it is and use a router and cut it out? Well, number one, I'm working with electrical boxes with wires on them and stuff. A router will slice right through all those wires, so forget that. And I don't like damaging these boxes either. I know the routers are, they hug certain, and then you have to trim. I'd rather cut out exactly where it is, and I've been spot on every time. So a couple of times I had to use the oscillating sander just to overcut something that I had undercut. But for the most part, there's one that has maybe a 1/4 inch of a gap. That's nothing, and I could fill that in with anything, with plaster. I mean, with compound or with foam. But so it's easier this way. So here we go. We got actually three things on the, no, 2 things, because this one goes on the next panel. So the first thing I'll do is the register, and the register goes on this side because it's that side register. So it's 2 inches and 12.5. So I will measure here roughly where it goes, which is 2 inches and 12.5. And then from the wall, we're looking at 8 3/4 and 17. So 8 3/4 and 17. Now I mark it out, and then after marking it out, I double check the measurement, just make sure it's the right size. Because once or twice one time I looked at it and I measured incorrectly, even though I measured twice, because clearly the register was not. None of these registers are 9 inches, and it should have been 10, and a 10 and I give it an 1/8 inch on either side. So here's what I got for this one. I cut this one out, and this is a 10 1/4, so it's a 10 by 8, and it's 8 and 8 and the 8 and 3/16. So that's perfect. That's exactly what I want. Now I grab my, there it is. Grab the cutter and the oscillating spinner. Excuse the noise for a second here. Got a nice straight line. And again. They don't call it rough construction for no reason. I mean, it's rough construction. You don't have to be exact, but you also don't want to go crazy with it either. Okay, so that's this one. Now the other one comes 3 foot from this side and 3 foot from the wall. So I might have to get over there. So it's 3 foot from this edge, 3 foot from that edge. Sorry. See, I almost messed up from the wall. So from this edge. So it's 3 foot from this edge, 3 foot from this edge. So if I measure 3 from here, I'll go to 36. Go up 30. I don't even need to. I can do it right here. 36 and 36. There it is. Now I do need to go to the other side because I got to drill it out, but that is the hole for the, and with that, we're done with this piece. Well, I say we're done, but we're not done. Because now I have to measure. The next step is measure here. I mark, and usually I mark it up on the, I have it up on the wall because once I put it, I don't want to put it on the actual battens, the measures from the wall of the battens, because that's dead center. So I sometimes you get it right, sometimes you don't. I do every 16 inches, but like that one's 15. So I forgot to account for the wall. I mean, I went 16 inches from the wall on center, but I didn't remember that there's a 3/4 inch batten on the wall at the top. So, or rather, that was an afterthought. I decided to do some extra bracing for the walls. But so my point is, it's off by a little bit. So they're 1 inch less. No big deal, because if I were to hit 16, I've got 3.5 inches to work with. That's plenty. But I want dead center, so I just hit those screws, very comfortably. I rarely do I miss. And so here we go. 15, 31, 47, 63. So here we go. 15, 31, 47, 63. And then we got 74 and a half. 74 and a half. So now, on the center ones, I'm marking every 8 inches. And on the outside ones, I'm marking every 6. Just because. 8, 16, 24, 32, 40, and 47. 1 inch from the thing. So now when I get up there, I don't have to guess where anything is. I don't have to get up there and draw lines where anything is. I can just plop it up there and right away screw into the thing. There's a lot of techniques and a lot of different ways to do this. Whatever works for you is really the right technique. Well, assuming you do it correctly. And on this last one, like I said, I do every 6. 36, 42, and then last but not least, 47. And the same thing with this edge. One, 6, 12, 18, 24, 30, 36, 42, and 47. Now I got to jump over to the other side to finish off the other ends. And I'll grab my drill as well, because, well, I got to drill a hole. I'll drill this last because it creates a lot of dust. So let me just continue with this. Get this out of the way. Finish the line. 8 and 1. Finish the line. 8 and 1. Okay, I expect that this is done. Got to double check, make sure there's no extra thing, because nothing worse than getting up there. And now here's a couple of the things that go through my mind for this. First of all, let me drill this hole. Take my hand off the trigger while I'm touching the this blade. That's that one. Now, 2 holes, 2 openings, nothing else, good. I checked the ends. This happens to be a 4x8. 8 foot I left to there, and 4 foot for the full length over here. This is a full sheet. Because a lot of times what happens is I'll cut a sheet that's like on that one that I have up here. It's 37 something inches by 44, 45, 46 inches, 2 inches short of 8 feet. And I think, oh yeah, that's a piece of cake. I put it up, I forget about the 8 feet. So I had cut one side, I did all my markings, and I forgot the other side. So I don't want to do that. All right. Now I'll take my wonderful assistant here. Extend it to the proper length. On both sides. Stay away from the window as much as I can. Lock down one side or two so it doesn't push back. Make sure these are up because a lot of times, folks, you don't want, and that has happened to me, you don't want to put this on and then while you're trying to maneuver it, this thing pops off that's just being held by the 2 pieces on the bottom. Not good. So here we go. Oh joy. Get rid of the dust. Lift, walk around this thing, and place it there. Release the brake, pull it back a bit so you can at least bring it flat. So now you're relaxed. Get everything out of the way, namely the sawhorses, and I'm just gonna lift these up into the garbage already. I'll sweep later. Still got more of a mess. Okay, so this, as you see, is not exactly balanced. So let's just bring it a little bit this way to have it as balanced as possible. That light up there is in the way, so we're going to have to move it. And see if I can reach that. Barely. Okay. This I can do. All right. Now what I do is I like to drag this around to a comfortable position, namely here. Step on the leg and lift. Just enough that I can get the lights under it. Still not enough. Okay, no problem. Oh, one thing I should have said, and one thing you got to check for is while you're raising this up, make sure if in my case, I have these boxes with lights and wires that hang and dangle. Here, let me show you this room here. As you can see, there's a bunch of hanging boxes. That's the LED driver boxes for the puck lights, for the lights. And you don't want them in between the wood and your panel. Even a wire, because a wire, you start screwing in and you'll either cut the wire or it'll dent the drywall, and it's not a beautiful thing. Okay, folks. Yep, going up. Now you can move this closer. The wall will act as a guide. Shake it every now and then. Make sure you're not stuck on the wall or a nail or anything like that. And when you get really, really close, butt it up against the wall. All right, and it's all well and good. I may be a little short right here. We'll find out in a second. Go up with the ladder and find out. Actually, yeah, I could, at this point, I could use the lift. Have my screw gun ready, have my screws ready. Now one thing that I didn't take into account, but you know I will now. Oh, here we go. Let's put this over here. As we take a look at this, you'll notice that this side over here actually has some, because of the way the trusses are aligned, I have the battens going this way. So I have to remember that, follow that line. It's a short line, so I figured I didn't need to mark the things. So, and then follow the lines for the screws. Now I got to make sure that side mounts up. And I don't have any room here, so I may have to cut it. But we'll get across that bridge right now. Let's find out. Oh, perfect. Look at that. Look at that. You can't get any better than that. Well, you could. No, you can't. And the thing I worry about here is sometimes, yeah, I gotta bump it out a little. Make sure it's in line. There we go. Okay, I got it here. So, screw gun is a beautiful thing. And this is very, very close. Like I said, I just have to align this. I have to cut a little piece here, so let's do that now. This one is the first one that's a little skewed. No biggie. There we go. That popped in nicely. time you hit a nail. Understandable. You just keep going. All right. Now I anchor the other side. And then I could drop the machine and clear the middle. So usually I'll go up and down on this on average 3 times, maybe 4. And if it's more than that, it's usually because it's a very, very short piece, and or tight corners, and it's hard to work with. I got to give myself just enough room to crawl in this thing. And up I go. Aha, that's what happened. Okay. There's a nail there. I'm just going to have to deal with it later. And we're done with this one. Reload. So I'm describing blow by blow on this one, but I'm not going to do it on the next one. I'm just going to continue. It's time consuming. Clearly there's a nail jamming in over here, so I'm not going to worry about it right now. Should have taken a look at it before, but too late now. It'll crack a little piece. Usually it cracks the end of the drywall a little bit, like this nail did over here, and that's not a big deal, because it all gets covered in the joint compound on the corners anyway. All right, now take apart, bring out the machine. And let's find out. And usually what I end up doing is I get a piece of a board. This way I'm hitting it from the end, and I'm not gonna, because if I'll show you now. Oh, man, let's see. The last thing I need is not to be aimed properly. Hang on. So what I'm going to end up doing is, again, I should have noticed, but I didn't. wiggle it into its position, but there it is. It's right here. There's one of them anyway. Let's see where the other one is. It's too close to the nails. Here's another one. There it is. That's fine. That's fine. So these little nibbly bits will be fine. Might be another one here. It's fine. Yeah, sure enough, there were two nails there and a big one too, stuck out. Alrighty. Everything good. All the nails in place. The only thing that's left, and I should have brought it with me, is a light right here. The box is right here. The cord is right here. So let's bring that one in. Be right back. Already taped. Align it, plug it in. Let's test it. Alexa, turn on room lights. There we go. It's the right color. And it's in. And now we do the whole thing over again on the next piece. And this one's going to be pretty tight because it's, I don't know if it'll, I might have to cut like half an inch off. Well, let's check. I'll go to the center and do a quick measurement with my tool. Which ain't easy to. Yeah, sure enough, 7/11 and 15/16. All right, so the board being exactly 8 feet, it's going to have a tough time fitting there. So I'm just going to cut off 1/2 inch, and that'll be fine. And I'll leave the 1/2 inch on this wall. And let me show you what I'm talking about. First of all, we'll put our, move this away, out of the way. All right, the next wall is this one, the next ceiling. And unfortunately, it's from here to there is less than 8 feet. It should be exactly, but it's a little off. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to do this, I'll move back in there. This is ready for the next one, and it's less than 8 feet, so I have to account for that. Also, the other annoying part is the light is 3 feet in from the wall, but I have to take into account that this piece here, I'm going to have to measure this. I'm going to have to measure exactly how wide it is and deduct 4 feet. Because it's from, all right. I'm just going to do it and show you at the same, what I mean, because some things are just easier to show than explain. But what I'm getting at is, I got to go 3 feet from the wall, but there's a small piece of drywall on the wall. So if I go here, if I measure 4 feet from here for this drywall, it comes right to here. And this light has to be 3 feet from that wall. So $29.25 is that piece. Make sure I label it thus. 3 feet from the wall is there, which means I gotta be 6.5 inches from the edge of the drywall. That's weird because that's, okay. I made it a little bit closer to the, yeah, let's do that. Let's go 38 inches. So which will be here. 1 or 2 inches, no one's going to notice. And then from the wall will be, so we're looking at 8 inches. So 8 inches. Okay, 8 inches from the wall and 3 feet from there is perfectly fine. So it's going to be around here. So now we have our measurement for the light, and that's the only thing on this. So now we can prepare the next piece. All right. Now let me do a little calculation here. It's on this side, so it's got to be cut on that side, which means I better give myself a little extra room on that side. Not easy working with limited space, even though this house is huge. All right. And now I know why now you know why my shoulder hurts. All right. One thing we're going to do is cut 1/2 inch off the end. So I'll take care of that now. Yeah, make it 3/4. We've got more than enough space to fill in. And while we're here, we'll cut our 3 foot and 3 foot. It's got to be 3 feet from the wall. Actually, 3 feet and 3/4 because I haven't cut it yet. But I want to use the straight edge so it's nice and straight. 3 feet and 3/4. And then here it's going to be 8 inches. There's that. Our drill's right here. Might as well cut it out. Double check. Yep, it's 3 foot. It's flipped over. It's on the end. Yeah. Go ahead and cut it with a knife right now. When it comes to edges, I try to score them deeply and a few times because otherwise they'll chip and they'll crack and it'll be a lot of cleaning up afterwards. See, I can't explain it other than there's pieces of rock that are sticking out. And that doesn't happen if it's not the edge. So luckily, you know, if you got a decent knife. Okay, more than enough. We're ready with this one, except for, again, the markings. Okay. Do it from that side. And I'll do it from this side. Let's see. It's 15, 31, 47, 63. Let's see how they land over here. Yeah, they're all still in the center here, so they're the same numbers. I did everything parallel, so you still got to check. Double check, double measure, everything. And we're going from that end. So 15, 31, 27, 47, 63, 74 and a half. Correct. Can't read it from here. 74 and a half. Always double check. And here we have 3 and a half, 19 and a half, 35 and a half. So 3 and a half, 19 and a half. I didn't do that last time. And 35 and a half is out there. So I'll do that this time to make sure all my screw holes are identified so I don't have to guess, you know, for those. 16, 24, 32, 40, and 47. I could stretch, but I got a lot of sheets to do. I don't want to kill myself, and for the 8-inch, I could just do that on the other side, and I'm done. So there should be a lot of wind tomorrow. Big storm coming this way. So we'll see what happens. A lot of rain, yeah. Big rain event. say 35 and a half? 35 and a half. All right. Okay, this one is ready. Again, got to double check. So if I flip it over this way, that one's there, that one's there. This is short, so it's shorter than that. The only thing I'm missing, and I'm glad I got it, is I've got the center of, I need the mark for a, I've got the fan in here, so I gotta cut a hole for the fan. So we're looking at center being 3.5 and 61 1/4. Now, if I got 61 1/4, again, this is the wall side, so 61 1/4 minus 48. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 1/4. Double check. And that is correct. 13 1/4. I'll do the math in my head. So 13 1/4, oddly enough, brings it. Something's wrong. Okay, it's from that side, which is this side, but it brings it in between. See, that's wrong. Okay, so 3.5. See that, folks? I'm glad I did this because I messed up. I started measuring from that side, and I got to measure from this side. So these lines are incorrect. I got to measure from this side. So 3.5 is here. Got to do these all over again. 13 1/4 now. That's what I got to do. And then the next one was 19 1/2, and then I've got 35 1/2. So 19 1/2. And I got 35 1/2. So, take 2. This little mark here is at 3.5. And I need one more over there. What I did was I measured these lines. I measured like from here to there. I forgot that I was upside down. And again, you got to check yourself on these things. Because if you don't, you're going to end up making mistakes. All right. Now that's all well and good. Now we need a 4-inch hole saw. because that requires a 4-inch hole saw. Okay, 4-inch hole saw. See if I can do it from here. No. Oh, this is correct. 3.5 inches is the center. Okay. Put the 6-inch back because we'll need that very shortly. Leave these down here. Now we're done. Everything checks out. We'll go over here. Good, 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 good. All right, time to put it up. So 11:35, getting ready for lunch. I'm gonna put up one more panel after this, and then I'll take my lunch break. So here we go. Okay. I could do it like so. Okay. Balance it. As best as possible, you know. And then we'll have to move this again. Stop bouncing. Okay. There we go, folks. Bringing it up. Wow. That one I got to cut like crazy. That's got to be better placed. There, that's perfect. That's got to be cut. But let me screw these in first. Okay. Oh yeah, you can see the whole thing. Let's trim this piece. Good. Okay, you're all good and even. Great. Man. Well, that was already broken. But at least now I know where it broke from. Okay. I broke that light with a tractor. Now it's not going anymore. That's good. I'll splice it together. Okay, let's make sure the wall doesn't come down on us. And one more left after this, folks, but I gotta finish securing this one. Light. Looks like the right color. Yep. They're just butted up way too close together. They gotta breathe. So we're good here. Everything screwed in properly. Next. Wish I had the right size board, but unfortunately, it's 29 1/4, and I don't have 29 1/4, so I got to cut a hole, which is no problem, but it'd be nice if I had one. I could actually cut 2 pieces, but it wouldn't be as structural and it might crack, so I'm better off with 1 piece. Always go with what you know. Okay, 29 1/4. Okay. Last one. Looking for my sweeper. Gotta sweep a little bit here. that away. Okay. That should be, I took off 1/2 inch. Still need to take off, so 7, 11. I'll take off 1.25 inches off this one. Maybe even more. Okay. Figure it out. Okay, folks, let's bring you guys over here so you can enjoy the whatever. So the guys from Romac, they're great guys, but when they came and delivered the sheetrock, they drop them. They lift and drop it, and I gotta tell you, they say it doesn't do any damage, but look at this. I mean, a lot of the sheets have they're all bunched up, and so I mean, when they do come again, I gotta tell them not to drop them because you know, he was even telling me how it's okay, it doesn't do any damage. Well, guess what? It does. So anyway, I'm trying not to use the dented sides. You know, another option is I can have a place to bring them all where, like, put something underneath that's cushiony, you know, foam or whatever. But, you know, it's just it's a problem. It's a problem. It's something that I shouldn't have to contend with. And I don't want to call Romac and say, hey, listen, go pick up this many sheets and stuff. So I'll mention it to them. You know, I don't know if I should mention it to the higher ups, because then the guys are real nice, but they'll get chewed out. And I don't know. But if I mention it to the higher ups, then they might be pissed too. So, not that I care, but I prefer somebody delivering my goods not to be angry with me while they're doing it. But they're going to get angry either way. I'm just wondering what's the best solution, you know? There is no good solution. But I'll make sure to tell them. Yeah, I'm going to tell my sales lady. I'm going to tell Kristen. She's fantastic. And then I'll tell them not to tell them, and I'll tell them myself, but hopefully she can keep it quiet, but at least she knows. So if there's ever a problem and I have to return a whole bunch of these sheets, then, you know, because I don't need a bunch of them dented. I really don't. Anyway, let's move on. We got 29. I don't even know anymore. I got to look at it again. 29 1/4. Here we go. 29 1/4. Again, this should be a fairly quick one because it's 2 simple cuts. Mark the pieces, and we're done. 29 1/4. 29 1/4. Before I cut the end off, I'm going to do the 29 1/4 thing. And this is what I was telling you. And that way I get a full piece, even though it has a bent corner on it. But this is what I was telling you that earlier. That one of the things you got to be careful with is I have to cut an inch off this. In the past, I've got, okay, I cut off this side, I measured, and then I forget to cut off the inch. And it's problematic because you either got to bring it down or cut it in the air, and it's just messy. It's ugly. Come on. See, the guys are saying if it falls like that, no big deal, but it is a big deal. Okay, let's cut the end off. Now, the measurements. From that side, 15, 31, 47, 63, 74 and a half. Do you think I should know these by now? That one's a little bit different, but the others are the same. 6, 15, 31, 47, 63. Yep. And 74 and a half, yeah. Now, these are going to be 9.5 and 26 from that wall, which means from this side. So 9.5 and 26. This time I'm not messing up. You don't make the same mistake twice. And of course the end. All right, so we got all of these things. Make our marks, and we're good to go for the final sheet in Annie's room. And if we didn't screw up, we're good to go. Trying to think the best way to do this. Yeah, let's do that. Yeah, it's going to have to be the other way. Okay. Problem with doing it from this side, it's nice, but it's, yeah. Actually, I could. I just need the pin. So let me do it with the pin. Yeah, let's do that. Oh, sorry, wrong way. We do this, and we get our pin in. I don't have to worry about it falling down. And the reason I do it on this side is because I like to place these on top of this. That way it pushes the entire board up. What happens is if you put it on the other side, these things still stick into this. So, okay. Yeah, might as well pull out the Raptors. The outriggers, if you will. All right. And now we raise the roof. Get it? And we'll slide that in as soon as we're done with it. Okay. Well,
see what we can do here.
all right, so there's quite a bit of overlap here. Luckily, you can trim the one on the top. Let's do that. Let me mark it first. Yeah. have to relieve a little pressure. See what I can do here. There we go. That's good there. That is almost good. At least I can put this side up. Right here. There we go. After this, folks, it's lunch, so don't have much longer to go here. All right. Actually, Okay, that's being held up enough, so let me get rid of this. And we'll take care of the rest, as they say. Hey, Dave, good to see you. Come along, coming along. Let me just finish up the last of it. And I'll be raring to go for lunch because I'm hungry. Make sure it's clear first. Okay. Okay. There's another one over there. There's always one more. Okay. I believe I got all the loose screws. Oh. Okay. Okay. Okay, folks. I'll tell you, I'm happy about this. This one's done as well. So I'm going to take a lunch break, and then what I'll do is I'll hit the and an Advil break, and then I'll hit the. Sure, why not? It's a little tough, but I'll hit the. See, I did 3 today. If I do those 6, that could work. I'm going to try. I'm going to continue to the pantry. I'm right here, so I might as well. I should be able to get the pantry done. Let's see, I'm averaging about 45 minutes a sheet. Those are 3 sheets. So start at 1:30. I'm going to race to see if I can get it done by the time my wife gets home, which is about 3:30-ish, 3:45. So I'll be back here around 1:30 at the latest. I'm going to go grab some lunch. Thank you all for dropping in. To be continued.